Hey yo, what is going on you guys? Alejandro here and welcome back to another episode of Magayon. In this episode, we're going to be finishing off the capital build. We're going to be extending Luneta Park to the south, to the sea, and also going to be building a Quirino Grandstand inspired thing and Manila Ocean Park behind it. Now this will also serve as a flood protection system for the city as part of the Waterfront redevelopment program, which aims to protect the city from flooding and high tides and storm surges while also being a leisure space for the citizens. I've already built a park for that, a boulevard flood protection. It's going to be rebuilt later on in the episode, but for now I'm just going to hop on here on the time lapse and build the Abraham Lincoln Memorial inspired build. I'm using this Greek temple, I think, and I'm just making it larger so that we can make it a little bit more grander. You may hear that my voice is a bit different. That's because I have a cold. I actually thought I had Omi, the new variant, but hopefully we didn't. We can't have tests here in the Philippines, you have to pay, which is very, very not so good. Anyways, getting back to the video, I'm using procedural objects to just splice buildings together. And if you haven't seen the last episode where I built the Capitol in that park right there you saw a while ago, consider watching it if you guys want to see a little bit more on the process on how I make these custom buildings and with a little bit of a lore. But I'm just copying this Chulalongkorn University asset PO, the roof of it actually, and just moving everything so that only the roof is the only thing that'll remain. And then I just place it on top of this, and then I copied and pasted it on the other side so that it would be, similar, as you can see right there. I wanted to add a little bit of Southeast Asian flair to it, that's why it's kind of like that. And now, to accentuate its grandness, to further increase its importance, you have to put it on a pedestal or a plinth or something, on an elevated platform to make it more, kataas, very high. So I'm using procedural objects to make double staircases, I guess, so that it's like 2 times higher. I don't know, it just makes it a little bit more. You wouldn't want to walk like continuously up a flight of stairs non-stop. You gotta have like a resting area or something. And I'm just using these anyways, these are just stairs and the base asset, and here I'm placing in on the sides, the side of the stairs, the railings. And now I'm just adding in this, copying and pasting the statues that I have for the Capitol building. I'm using this because why not? It's the only statue asset that I have. Plus, it's important to have ornamentation for these types of buildings. Now, I wanted to go for a simple minimalist look, but also give it a bit of grandeur. It's like simple elegance. I mean, the less we do, the more we have. Wow. Anyways, now I'm adding in this planter on the side. I was thinking on placing it on the topmost level, but I decided I'm just going to place it on the second level, because if I place it on the top, it makes the thing less bigger, less intimidating, less grand. So I just place it on a second level so that you're going up a second level, or you're getting higher but it's not too high. It's like hierarchy. But anyways, I'm placing in stairs here on the side, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping. But here I'm also using PO and copying and pasting the St. Chulalongkorn University asset, the fencing here, and placing it all around the periphery of this building. If you want buildings to look bigger, you have to pair it with high detailed things or small looking things to make it look bigger. And I think I succeeded in doing that. But in Abraham Lincoln's memorial, he actually has a statue there, and I wasn't able to place the statue here on the time lapse, so I'm just going to be showing you guys the final result later on the live play. And yeah, now we're doing another fencing, but for the entire grounds itself. I'm also using the same one. This is from the DC's Dnepr Park. I'm also going to be using an asset from that park later on, the main gate of it, for the Quirino Grandstand. But here I'm just placing in some trees, foliage, making it a bit overgrown to give it some age or something. I wanted to make it feel like this has been here for a long time, even though it's kind of like built on the 1920s, 1910s. But yeah, as you can see, the view right there from this park is gorgeous. Now here, I am extending the Magayon Trail. Now this Magayon Trail is a bike trail that goes along the entire waterfront of the city, and it is elevated, so it also serves as flood protection. And the way that I mean by that is that it's elevated high enough so that floodwater, or I mean waves, storm surges, wouldn't be able to enter the city. Hypothetically, I mean, visually you can really see later on, especially later on, how it would block the water, but in the game it doesn't really block the water or anything. It's just there for aesthetics, and let's just imagine that it actually serves its purpose. And here I'm doing seating. This is the grandstand, Quirino Grandstand inspired build, and I'm just using these stairs and POing them so that they would be the perfect size for for seating, because stairs are, you wouldn't really want to sit on a stair. There's a specific length to it and a specific height that must be met so that it would be considered as seating. And for the roof, I am using this railway roof network and just using node controller to make it wider and change its height. Here on the side, this is supposed to be like water already, but since we're extending the flood protection system, I'm using this slope profiles. Oh my god, my pronunciation is all over the place. But yeah, these are networks that act as slopes, and they just make it cleaner visually, because my cliff texture is quite black, quite dark, so that's a nice cleaner look to it. And here now I'm doing the Manila Ocean Park, the Aquarium. That asset right there is the Dnepr Park asset. Actually, the main gate, I wasn't able to place it because my process while building is just basically try it out, see if it works. If it doesn't, try again, so which leads to a bit of a messy time lapse. My time lapses are not that good, and once I build, I cannot stop. That's the thing. Sometimes I get distracted and I build a completely different thing. That's why the direction of this series is like, I'm building this and then I'm building that, and then I leave this unfinished and then I build another completely different thing. So this 2022, I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent, or finish things that I have started. So I've actually have a poll right now on my community poll on YouTube. So if you subscribe, you'd be able to see my polls and exclusive like early access types of things sometimes. And I'm asking you guys which part of the city you'd want to see. Here's a little screenshot of the poll. Yes, if you want to vote, subscribe and go to the community tab. But now we're actually doing the thing itself, the ocean park. I'm using this vanilla library asset, I guess, because it has this nice modern shape, because this place is a lot newer, because the Waterfront redevelopment program is like in the 2020s, early 2030s in the lore of the series, and I want to give a little bit more of a modern build here, and it kind of fits the thing because it has this, it's not completely square, it's like a trapezoid, I think, and I just PO'd it so that it would be at the perfect size, and you would be able to see like any, I don't know, it's an aquarium basically, but it's at the very edge. In real life, we actually have this, and this is my take on that. A little bit more, what do you call this? Angular, and the plan for Daniel Burnham is still respected, because the top part, the roof deck, which is going to be filled later on with grass, which is what I'm doing here, has the same layout with his plans, with those circles right there and with wide things. And to fill it in with grass, I'm using these grass networks, And so to fill the a little bit more smaller spaces, the tight spaces, I'm going to be using grass surfaces to just make it cleaner, because I don't want to, I got a little bit lazy on using node controller to fix these things, and it's just a little bit more easier to just place down them yourself manually. And now I'm doing here, just putting some fencing around this opening at the center so that people wouldn't fall, and just cleaning up the entire look. And here I'm just extending in these lines here, making it all nice and angular, although it kind of seems like this one is a little bit not 90 degrees. And now I'm just using node controller to remove some of the curved edges, curved corners, because this asset right here, if it's elevated, it automatically has curved corners, and some places I don't want to have that. Now here we're doing custom fountains. I'm using the fountain jets that I have been using recently, like quite a ton of, and I'm using this water decal on this to cover up the thing so that it looks like there's actually water in it. But then I just decided to just place down a fountain so you wouldn't actually be able to see it. And yeah, I think it kind of looks cool. Later on in the live play, I'm going to show you what this looks like if you're walking here. And these trees right here, the way they are placed, the way they are aligned, it's very Paris. I don't know, it's just giving it a sense of, it's like a corridor of trees. When you walk through it, there's like this straight line of trees beside you, shading you, protecting you from the harsh elements of the tropics. But yeah, and speaking of shading you, you gotta have a place to sit down. So I also placed down some seating over there. And since this is the tropics, the topic that I'm talking about are the tropics, we have to have these tropical looking trees. I think these are palm trees. I was thinking of placing coconut trees, but I think coconut is a little bit more natural, and this place is a bit artificial and a bit bougie. So I want a bit more fancier type of tree here. Even though the coconut, is a gate nut. If you eat too much, you get very fat. It has a lot of benefits, but it just doesn't quite fit the context here. But yeah, I also added in, I was so distracted with my coconut nut is a big nut tangent that I forgot to tell you guys that you might have saw a while ago. I placed the similar fountain I have used for both the Northern Plaza and the Capitol Square. And here, what we're doing is reworking the park that I built on episode 20. It's quite early on in the series. It's the second part of my Waterfront redevelopment program. Later on, I'm going to be showing you the first part. The second part is like, this is a museum. This is inspired by Bjarke Ingels' plan for New York, the drawing line, which is a series and flood protection system, and also leisure space together. So it's kind of nice. And I'm just cleaning it all up because this place has a lot of things in it, and the frame rate here used to be so horrendous that I avoided this place as much as possible. And this place has a lot of nodes, so if we want this series to continue, and I'm speeding up the process because it's Christmas break still, hopefully we get to be able to build the things that I asked you guys on the poll what you want to see in the series next. And to clean it all up, this upper deck, I'm placing some not rail fencing, what do you call these? Fencing, bridge fencing networks, and then just nudging them to the side. Now here, I decided to completely demolish this seating mini amphitheater kind of thing. I made this using networks, the concrete pedestrian paths, and it looked good because it was curvy and all, but it was just a pain to design and work with. So I decided to just opt with a little bit more of an angular thing, since we want to balance the aesthetic with the frame rate and the longevity of this space. Now this side is the flood protected area. The seawall, that is not actually a seawall, but it's actually a seawall. It's a park it's a seawall that is disguised as a park. You know, it's amazing. You wouldn't seawalls typically you wouldn't want to be there. It's an eyesore, but this seawall right here, it's a place to be. It's people prefer to be here rather than just be on the road right there. And I decided to completely divide everyone. Like, there's a dedicated space for the bike, for the walking, and for the cars. So the bike itself, the bike trail, is the one that is serving as a seawall. Below that, we have an elevated ground. We raised the ground so that it will protect the area from the flooding. But once again, it's only aesthetics. In the game, it doesn't really work. Hit me up in the comments if you guys want to see a video like of me trying to flood the city. Anyways, I'm just a thought. Maybe do some like editing, just use the magic of editing to make it look like it's actually working. But now I'm just doing some landscaping, just very minimal, so that it would serve its purpose, because I got a little bit too carried away with the original build for this one. But yeah, that is it. I'm just gonna be hopping over into the live play so that I can show you guys this place in a lot more detail. Look at that amazing view from this park right here. Now this park still has no name. I have a lot of unnamed things in the city, but look at how the flowers or the bushes look. The landscaping is everything. We have the Magayon trail here. There are people biking. Hello children. Yes, enjoy the bike. Okay, very nice. And now this is the Lincoln Memorial type of thing. I have now placed a statue on the inside. As you can see right here, we have a statue of someone, whoever you may be. Thank you for what you did to this country. We have no person because this is an alternate history, but look at how grand that is. Why are you sunken? Oh, this is a different thing. But yeah, that statue right there that I use, that's from the university campus DLC, and I just PO'd it to make it look large. Look at that. It's very Roman and Southeast Asian at the same time. It's one of the things unique about Magayon, because I mix things and then I make something new. That's a temple right there, and that's the first downtown we've actually built. That's Magdala, the very first one in the series, in the lore, and everything in between. So yeah, from this side, this one right here, the northern facade, you can have a clear view of it here at Luneta, at the Crescent Park, because I think Luneta is a Crescent Park, because around the walled city, which I still haven't finished, there is this park that goes around it, and IRL I think there are ponds or a golf course there, but I'm not just sure quite yet. Anyways, let's get back down. If you guys haven't watched the Capitol build, this is the Capitol building, by the way. Isn't it huge? Isn't it amazing? I'm just feeding you guys with things. I'm feeding you with thoughts. It's amazing, isn't it? Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it the best thing you've ever Anyways, let's go back down. It's very walkable, this city. It is. What kind of phrasing was that? But yeah. Oh. Everybody stay safe. You know, Omicron is everywhere. I had a cold, you guys, and I honestly, got scared. Like, for real. So, ingat, guys. Biogesic. Anyway, stay safe. So yeah, that is the southern end of the thing. It's quite gorgeous, and the detailing, amazing. Now the memorial is located on the western end of this park. Now the north is here, south is there. So if you go near the water, you're getting nearer to the south. And here on the side, we now have this park right here, the Magayon Ocean Park. Under here, I'm thinking that this is a museum. Oh no, this is an aquarium, as I've said, because you can see here it's together with the water, and it even has a sunken place that is part of the water, but I just can't seem to sink down. And it has an amazing view of the it has an amazing view of the bridge. Now this is the fountain that you guys may have seen, may or may not have seen, but sitting down at this place, it's just so cozy. You know, it's shaded. We have trees, you have palm trees here on the side. Now the way I've designed this place is quite picturesque. As you can see, these trees form like a canopy and they provide shade, and it's quite picturesque. You can like take a selfie, or not a selfie, you can take a photo here in the middle and post it on Instagram and just put a caption, hashtag by the sea before the B. No, after the B, before the D. Oh my god. Anyways, I don't know the alphabet. We have this thing right here on the side, the twin fountains corridor type of thing, and I really am in love with the shady trees and the wide walkways and the chairs facing away from the people, because I think you just want to sit here and just look at that. And also the Quirino Grandstand. Oh, later. Patience. Don't get too distracted. Let's move here so that the frame rate is a lot better. Here we have this thing. Oh, fireworks. Nice. This is the central rotunda. Oh, you're actually walking here. The Sims in the game are a bit tall. That's why my builds sometimes look like they are too small, because they are quite Americans or Dutch. They are 6 feet or 7 feet tall. We are in the Philippines. 5'5", 6 is already 6 feet is already tall. But yeah, we also have another fountain here on this side. Now this view right here, this is quite romantic. That's why I was telling you guys this place feels so Paris. It's amazing. And that, let's get moving a little bit to the north. Let's move to the north. Let's get in the park system. This is the Grandstand. As you can see, a lot of seating here and a lot of people biking, which is quite nice. I decided to connect the bike thing here. Is this steep? I think this is quite a steep ramp, but who cares? The scaling of the city is small, so ooh, floating bushes as well. Nice. So yeah, getting back to this thing, I get distracted easily, so pardon me for that, but yeah, that's that. When they're like military parades, they go here on that boulevard. That's why this part has no trees, because it has to be completely visible. Okay, let's move on to the side. I actually tried to connect the trail on that side, but people aren't using it, so I decided to just place it here near the park because people are preferring to do so. And from the looks of it, I think people are biking in the city very beautifully. We have a bike that goes around the entire one-way thing, and it's just a one-way bike network. And this place right here, you have to slow down because it has a lot of crossings, because it's like you have to slow down to pay respects. I lost the flagpole, by the way. I don't know why. Should I or should I not place the flagpole back? That is the question. Now let's go into here. This is the park. It also serves as flood protection. It's elevated. So let me just go down. This park right here is quite gorgeous. Look at the amount of foliage here. I just wanted to bring back nature into the urban setting in this park. As you can see, this place is a little bit more modern because these buildings are quite new, mixed with a little bit of old. As you can see, we have an older build there, and they're not really connected very well to this park. So yeah, that's that. And we have this avenue right here, which is what I'm going to be building in the next episode, because I wanted an episode dedicated to this thing because you guys seem to like roads, and that's a nice way to share you how I built this road. And I'm also going to be extending the park over there as well, because the flood protection system here, this water defense system, which is also a park. If I can just go down again. I go up and then I go down. Yes, that's me. These buildings, one of the best buildings that I made. They are multi-purpose. So you can see, this is what I mean by it's the non-obtrusive line. We have the sea level, which is right here. It's actually low tide right now, but it can go as high as this one. And then whenever it floods, it can get higher. So we have the stairs here. We have an elevated platform. I think this is 8 meters high. I'm not quite sure. But basically, as you can see, it's a hub of land. So the city is quite protected from the sea, and people are enjoying their stay by the sea. So we have the Magayon Trail, which is located at the very top. So it's a scenic way to get across the city. On the left, you can see urban. On the right, you can see nature. And here we have a lot of amenities. We have a basketball court right here, because in the Philippines, everybody loves basketball. Basketball, basketball, woo! Galing mag-basketball. I have a clogged nose. I hate it, but it is what it is. We have more stores here. Yes, you can eat kwek-kwek, fishball, whatever, street food. And here we have a gazebo, and these thing here, you know, this is why I don't like to do this anymore, because it has node issues. But yeah, people really seem to like this, and most of the people who are here, they are from that side of the city, from Legazpi. And here we have another restaurant, Capiton Saloon, with outdoor seating. I also added, this actually has 3 levels to it. Level 1, which is the sea level 1, and we have a level 2, so that people can still access this place even though the water is this high. But whenever it's a little bit too high, this is the final resort. Now, I think this is a little bit high enough, but with the rising sea levels and all that kind of stuff, no. We have a flood protection system in the city. As you can see those things there, that like clipping issue, if I can just go a little bit higher. That's like a Netherland type of thing I'm going to be doing in the future with part of the land reclamation. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That's also a land reclamation. That's SM, that's by the bay. It's long overdue for a rework, but I asked you guys on the poll what you want to see, because I don't think I'm gonna be going there anytime soon. And yeah, I guess this is it. We have an open space here, but if this can be closed. I'm imagining that there are like doors or something that goes up or flaps down to protect this place from floods. It's high durable. It's not high durable, it's high intensity. Basta, it can carry the force of the waves. But look at that, it's quite gorgeous. And it can be this like, it can be open whenever there are no floods. And it has this amazing panoramic view of the opposite island. Quite gorgeous. And yeah, that is all that I have for you guys today. In the next episode, I'm going to be showing you guys how I built this boulevard. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below what you want to see next. And if you guys want to show your support to the channel, consider becoming a patron on patreon.com/Calejandro and get exclusive content, early access, and so much more. The save game of Magayon is already there now, so if you guys want to check it out, you can go to patreon.com/Calejandro. But if you can't, that's okay. You can still click subscribe and hit that bell notification to be notified whenever I upload a brand new episode. If you guys want to chat or talk about anything in the Magayon or any questions you want to ask me directly, you can go to our community Discord. And you can also follow me on Instagram for the latest updates and for amazing pictures of Magayon. And yeah, I think that's all that I have to say for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is Calejandro signing off. Bye!